to a different opinion. And here we have North Korea slams feeble Biden. I mean, I love to absolutely rip on this guy. I don't know how he ever got in power in America in the first place. And it was interesting. I watched a video the other day. So at a university, they had a seminar under where CNN anchors and things like that would go on there, and they were asking, one of the students asked them, what happened with this whole Hunter Biden story? Why did you guys kind of hide that? And 16% of the Biden voters said they wouldn't have voted for him if they knew that actually the contents of that laptop and how he was kind of implicated in the emails and that. And they just said, oh, we don't know what channel you watch and things like that, and kind of just shook it off. And it just kind of puts in perspective of, you hear more and more people saying that it's like a cult, and it almost is. Like, I mean, people would die on a hill even when they know they're wrong, just for all these years that they've been going along with all this crazy, nonsensical, just craziness, in my opinion. I mean, the wokeness. And now that they're realizing, wow, this is actually tearing our country apart. And you can see it here in Australia as well. People are trying to do it, and they can see it's tearing the whole foundation of a normal country up, where our country is kind of plateauing when it comes to this and breaking apart with all the different, options available and just stupidity. And now it's kind of, people are realizing that they're wrong, but they won't admit it to people's faces, because obviously for years they were probably telling them, like, how dare you vote for Trump, etc. And you're a monster, blah blah blah. He's a criminal, la la la. He's a Russian agent, whatever it was. And now they're realizing that actually, wow, look how much better the country is going when he was in power. Like, our economy was booming in America, and prices were down, hours were up, wages were going up, and Biden comes back in. Look what's happening now. But onto this here. So it's from the AFP 6 hours ago. North Korea slams feeble Biden. North Korea has described Joe Biden as an old man in his senility, in a characteristically colorful personal attack on the US president after he accused the Russian leader of war crimes in Ukraine. Just look at this guy, man. Like, he's probably had plastic surgery. He's got pretty thick makeup on, pretty fake hair from all the kids that he touches creepily. And if you haven't seen that, go on YouTube and literally just type in creepy Joe Biden things that he have done, and then literally you'll be like, what the hell? How's this guy even a president? Um, the diatribe came after Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal and called for him to be put on trial over alleged atrocities against civilians in Ukraine's Bucha. The latest story is the US chief executive who spoke ill of the Russian president with groundless data, said commentary carried by the official KCNA News agency on Saturday. Such reckless remarks can be made only by the descendants of Yankees, master hand at aggression and plot reading, it added. It described Biden as a president known for his repeated slip of tongue, but stopped short of referring to him by name. Well, they're not wrong on that occasion. The conclusion could be that there is no problem in his intellectual faculty, and that his reckless remarks are just show of impudence of an old man and his senility, said a commentary which was issued on Saturday evening. I mean, I don't know how, like, you sometimes see him just answering questions from the media, and these questions are already pre-planned out. The media has to ask these questions, so he already knows. He has little cue cards. Here's the answer that you got to read. This question will be asked by this person from CNN. This question will be asked from someone from MSNBC. Pretty much crap network, crap network, crap network after crap network in America. And then as soon as the real questions want to start, he just kind of walks out. And then he always slips a tongue anyway, even with reading the cue cards, even with reading a teleprompter, he still messes things up. And then old Jen Psaki has to come in and, you know, oh, he didn't actually mean that. Oh, he actually didn't mean this. and it's just all kind of swept under the rug, and it's insane. Never seen anything like it in my life. Gloomy, it seems, is for the future. Yeah. Along with Beijing, Russia is one of the North's few international friends and has previously come to the regime's aid. Moscow has held long line against the increasing pressure of nuclear-armed North Korea, even asking for relief from international sanctions for humanitarian reasons. And if for humanitarian reasons, they should just like literally kill Kim Jong Un, if I got that correct, if that's still him, and literally set the people free. Let them live their lives like someone should in the 20th century, in my opinion. So Pyongyang also sided with Moscow in its war with Ukraine, accusing the United States of being the root cause of the crisis. And like, this is the thing: is just because Russia lost their control of Ukraine and the president they tried to put in back in 2014 or whatever it was, and then we've seen what happened in Crimea, and this is all because they're losing control of that region. So they're trying to keep control of it in the background illegally, corruptness. And as soon as they lose that power, and it's kind of going towards America, I mean, obviously it is a bit of stuff going behind, but I mean, you're losing the battle, and the only way for you to do it is go start a war and kill people just because you lost the war of behind like the scenes. Why not wait till the next presidency and see if you can get your own guy back in there again? Because I mean, Ukraine is just being used by every country at the moment, and they're the ones paying for everything at the moment, which sucks. North Korea's state media has a long history of colorful personal attacks against foreign leaders, of course. I mean, people are insane. I mean, back in one of the World Cups in soccer, in football, a lot of them in North Korea, they actually said that they were winning games like 7 points or 7-2 against Brazil and stuff like that, trying to make out that they're the best team in the world and they won the world championship. So all the people back there, because they can't see anything else, they think, wow, our country is the best in the whole world. We won the Football World Cup. Look at us. And it's sorry for the people, man. Before Biden was nominated as candidate, it called him a rabid dog that must be beaten to death with a stick. I'm gonna read that one more time. Before Biden was nominated as candidate, it called him a rabid dog that must be beaten to death with a stick. That's insane. It referred to former US President Donald Trump as a mentally deranged US dotard, and his predecessor Barack Obama and George W. Bush a monkey and a half-baked man. Well, I mean, if countries are like racist, like Asia is very racist, especially like North Korea, things like that. I mean, Russia is probably one of the most racist countries in the whole wide world. And yeah, people don't ever talk about that either, do they? It referred to former US President Donald Trump as I read that. It also has railed against former South Korean President Park Geun-hye as a witch and a crafty prostitute. So yeah, imagine having a job at one of those, at their, what do you call it? Their state paper, state news, etc. Imagine how easy it'll be. All we got to say is let's just which leader do we type on today, or what can we lie about today? It doesn't even matter because no one can fact check us. So blah 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 blah. I'm just going to say that Kim Jong Un has the best six pack I've ever seen. The man is the friendliest guy, and what's the other one? He doesn't poop. Apparently, that's what they believe over there. That because they try to make him seem like a god. But yes, I digress. I mean, here in Australia, the voting is going to start soon this year for the Prime Minister. You look at every country pretty much and you're like, what is going on, man? Like, how are there no good candidates, no good Prime Ministers, no good presidents? And it's just everyone, like, no one sees the positives in any of anything. Because I think with this COVID, it's really kind of brought light to how bad the countries actually run once something happens. I mean, look at the economies now. It took one disease for the West to fall, pretty much. And now it's just hanging on by strings. And man, It's not going to be good news if the West falls. For us, anyway. For us in Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, France, England, all these countries, if we fall, the West falls, yeah, expect the gas prices to go up, expect food prices to go up, expect everything to go up. And as every kind of, superpower in world history, when they're going out, they always go out in a bad way. I mean, the Roman Empire, the Huns, the French with Napoleon. I mean, it never ends well. So let's just hope, for all our sakes, America just kind of handles their stuff better, puts someone better in next presidency. Hopefully, just doesn't get any worse than what it's getting now. But we continue on. But I digress. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, give it a subscribe. If you got any comments, if you know anything else of any interesting stories about North Korea or anything like that, pop them in the comments. But if not, until then, I shall see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.